So earlier this week, we talked about this pretty large collective shift that is underway. And it's that we had that talked about that superstellium that we have those 5 kind of inner planets that were all aligned in Aquarius. And so right now we have Mars, Mercury, Venus, the Sun, and Pluto that are all aligned in Aquarius, right? And Aquarius is this sign of innovation, rebellion, collective consciousness, and radical truth telling. So when we have so many personal planets, aligned like this, in Aquarius especially, they're transformative planets, right? They gather here and it reflects a time of collective awareness. It's like an awakening. It's like new identities, and it breaks down these old systems. Aquarius asks us what should be reimagined, what structures no longer serve equality or community, what deserves dignity, voice, and safety. What themes feel especially poignant as many communities around the world respond to very real situations like protests and calls to accountability, especially after recent federal enforcement actions. The day after this Aquarius alignment on February 27th, Pluto will conjunct Mars, a powerful symbol of collective intensity and transformation, and a release of suppressed drives and tensions. Pluto really digs deep. Pluto is a planet of power. Pluto is like, the underworld, right? And then Mars, it's conjunct Mars. Mars activates. It's the planet of action. It's a planet of war. And together they can really amplify both conflict and the urge of systematic change, whether in societal structures, government, or personal empowerment. And this doesn't mean astrology causes events, but it does mirror a time for when collective conversations about justice, power, freedom are active and visible and urgently felt. So how are you going to work with this energy? You're going to stay anchored in the truth without feeding into the fear. Aquarius really rewards clarity, not chaos. Use your voice with integrity, communicate what really matters, without being reactionary, like without being impulsive, and focus on the collective healing and justice, aligning personal action with shared values, and hold compassion alongside critique. Powerful change arises from consciousness like intention. And today's affirmation is going to be a collective affirmation. So I stand in truth, clarity, and compassionate power. I align my actions with justice, dignity, and conscious evolution. Keep shining your light.